Hello, I'm the Black Heart. Welcome to Lessons in the Presentation of Bizarre Magic number 13, Storytelling. In this video I want to look at something that I've mentioned in previous lessons, the importance of storytelling. Many of Black Artifact's effects are accompanied by a story. For some magicians, typically the conjurers and card workers, the effect is everything, and to them the technique is all important. They think that the simplicity of many bizarre magic presentations means that bizarre magic is easy. Well, I can assure you that whilst the methods may be simple, the presentation requires great skill. It requires the skill to captivate and engage your audience. It requires the skill to be able to act. It requires the skill to learn a script and presentation by heart. It requires the skill to divert your audience's attention from any method you're using to the stage that they are so engaged in the story that the actual effect is almost secondary. Most of all, it requires the skill to be a great storyteller. So, in this video, there's no magic in the sense of a trick, but there is indeed real magic that captivates the audience. Here we have the great British actor Charles Dance reciting the poem Mandalay, also known as The Road to Mandalay by Rudyard Kipling. The occasion of this recital is the 70th anniversary of VJ Day, victory in Japan at the end of World War II, in London on the 15th of August 2015. Charles's rendition of the poem is superb, and of course the literary skill of the writer, Rudyard Kipling, cannot be overstated. Anyway, let's look at the performance and we'll discuss it afterwards.
Mandalay by Rudyard Kipling. By the old Bull-Main Pagoda, looking lazy at the sea, there's a Burma girl a-setting, and I know she thinks of me. For the wind is in the palm trees, and the temple bells, they say, "Come you back, you British soldier, come you back to Mandalay. Come you back to Mandalay, where the old flotilla lay. Can't you hear their paddles chunking from Rangoon to Mandalay? On the road to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play, and the dawn comes up like thunder out of China across the bay." Her petticoat was yellow, and her little cap was green, and her name was Soupy Your Lad, just the same as Thebor's queen. And I seed her first a-smoking of a whacking white cheroot and a-wasting Christian kisses on an heathen idol's foot. Blooming idol made of mud, what they called the Great Gourd Bud. Plucky lot she cared for idols when I kissed her where she stood on the road to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play, and the dawn comes up like thunder out of China across the bay. When the mist was on the rice fields and the sun was dropping low, she'd get her little banjo and she'd sing Coolalolo, with her arm upon my shoulder and her cheek against my cheek. We used to watch the steamers and the hathis pulling teak, elephants are pulling teak, in the sludgy, scudgy creek, where the silence hung that heavy, he was half afraid to speak. On the road to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play, and the dawn comes up like thunder out of China across the bay. But that's all shoved behind me, long ago and far away. And there ain't no buses running from Bank to Mandalay. And I'm learning here in London what the 10-year soldier tells. If you've heard the Easter calling, you won't never eat naught else. No, you won't eat nothing else but them spicy garlic smells and the sunshine and the palm trees and the tinkly temple bells on the road to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play. And the dawn comes up like thunder out of China, across the bay. I'm sick of wasting leather on these gritty paving stones, and the blasted English drizzle wakes the fever in my bones. Though I walks with 50 housemaids out of Chelsea to the Strand, and they talks a lot of loving, but what do they understand? Beefy face and grubby, and Lord, what do they understand? I've a neater, sweeter maiden in a cleaner, greener land, on the road to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play, and the dawn comes up like thunder out of China, across the bay. Ship me somewhere east of Suez, where the best is like the worst, where there are no 10 commandments and a man can raise a thirst. For the temple bells are calling, and it's there that I would be, by the old Mulmain pagoda, looking lazy at the sea, on the road to Mandalay, where the old flotilla lay, with us sick beneath the awnings when we went to Mandalay, on the road to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play. And the dawn comes up like thunder out of China, across the bay.
That was fantastic. Did you see how the audience were paying attention? They were truly caught up in the story. It was a brilliant reading by Charles. Of course, the audience certainly felt an affinity with the soldier in our tale, despite it being set in the 19th century, well over 100 years ago. Many of them were old soldiers, many were serving soldiers, and others were the families of servicemen who had fought during World War II in the East. The tale begins, then as it continues, you invest in the fate of the soldier and his memories. This is what we need to do with the stories we tell in our Bizarre Magic, and we will take our audiences on a magical journey with their own feelings, and the physical world around them will become more distant, as it does for the audience listening to Charles dance. Kipling transports his audience to the exotic city of Mandalay in northern Myanmar, formerly Burma. You can almost smell the spices and scents and hear the sounds. More great examples of storytelling in Bizarre Magic would be Eugene Berger and his Gypsy Thread presentation. This featured in one of my earlier lessons. Also, Frank Allen as Alan the Teller of Tales, who features on our Black video, and Louis Laval, who featured in lesson number 10. I'll leave links to these below. Storytelling is probably one of the oldest forms of human entertainment that's still around today in its many forms. It's our privilege to keep this oral tradition alive in an increasingly virtual world. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and give us a like. I'd also love to hear your comments. Yours in darkness, the Black Heart.